Welcome to the BoldSign API tutorial. In this video, I'll show you how to edit a sent document or draft document using the BoldSign NET SDK. You will learn how the Edit Document API works, adding form fields, updating signer name and email, adding new files to an existing document, understand edit actions, add, update, and remove, and how asynchronous versus synchronous editing works. If you're new to BoldSign, check out the Getting Started playlist linked below. Have you ever sent a document for eSignature only to realize you forgot to attach an important document, remove an unwanted form field, or you provided the wrong signer's name and email? With the BoldSign .NET SDK, you can fix all of that without canceling the existing document or creating a new one. Today, I'll show you exactly how to edit a draft or already sent document using .NET. Let's get started. Make sure you have .NET 7 or higher installed. You can install the BoldSign .NET SDK using NuGet package. To install the package, run this command in your terminal. Since I have already installed the .NET SDK, I confirm the setup by running this command, which displays the version installed in my project directory. As you can see, the package is installed and ready to go. To edit a document, I navigate to the developer documentation, copy the .NET code snippet for editing a document, and paste it into my program.cs file. Next, I update the code. In the API client, I set the API key to connect with BoldSign services. If you haven't generated your API key yet, you can do so by logging into the BoldSign web app, navigate to the API menu, select API key, and generate a new key. With that ready, I create the document client instance by passing the client to it. This is what allows us to send, retrieve, and edit documents. The Edit Document API uses edit actions: add, update, and remove. For today's example, I'll remove a form field, update a signer's details, and add a new file. For update and remove edit actions, you'll need the signer ID or form field ID, which you can get from the Document Properties API. The edit form field object defines the exact form field to add, update, or remove on the document. I add the form field ID and set the edit action as remove since I want to remove it from my document. I specify the field type as text box. The edit document signer tells the API exactly how to modify the list of signers, add a new one, or update an existing one. Since I need to update the signer details, I set signer ID to the ID of the existing signer I need to update. Update the email address and name, then set the edit action as update. The edit document file tells the API how to modify the attached files, add a new one, or remove the existing one. Since I need to add a new file, in the edit document file object, I set the edit action as add, then set the file URL. The edit document request collects all your changes into one object and sends them together to the API to update the document. Here, I add a message and document ID of the document I need to edit. To retrieve the document ID, I navigate to the BoldSign web application, go to Documents, My Documents, and select the document I need to edit. Here you can see the existing files and signer details. I copy the document ID and paste it into my script. On the document client, I call the edit document method by passing the edit document request I created earlier. Finally, I print the verification message in the console. Then I run the script. The console prints a success message to show that the document is edited successfully. To confirm my changes, I navigate to the BoldSign web application, go to Documents, My Documents, and select the edited document. Here you can see the changes like the newly added files, message, and updated recipient details. The signer receives a signature request with the updated changes. When I click the Review and Sign, the document updated message pops out, indicating the document has been updated by the sender. As you can see, the unwanted field has been removed. and the signer now receives two document files for signing. I'll go ahead and sign the document. Please note that this API operates in two different modes based on the input provided in the request body. If the input contains the files, the API will process the request asynchronously. If the input does not contain the files, the API will process the request synchronously. This will be represented in the response as status with the value queued or completed, respectively. The system will trigger either an edited or edit failed event indicating the success or failure of the operation. In the event of failure, the system will send an edit failed event along with an accompanying error message. It is imperative to address and resolve this error to ensure the proper operation in the next request. That's it. You've now seen how the Edit Document API works. From adding form fields, updating signer name and email, and attaching new files to an existing document to understanding edit actions, add, update, and remove, as well as how synchronous and asynchronous editing work, all within a single request. If this tutorial was helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more BoldSign API tutorials. Thanks for watching.